The room fell silent as Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, Commissioner of the KwaZulu-Natal Police, calmly reached into his bag and produced a sealed bottle of water he had brought with him. Before the stunned Madlanga Commission of Inquiry into Police Corruption, he refused the water offered by staff. In that one simple act, Mkhwanazi painted a terrifying picture of a police force so poisoned by corruption and distrust that even a glass of water could no longer be trusted. To understand the magnitude of this moment, you have to know the context. South Africa has been shaken for years by a crisis of organized crime, political killings, and police corruption. Communities live in fear. Families mourn murdered whistleblowers. And behind it all lies a force meant to protect citizens, but increasingly accused of protecting powerful interests instead. The Madlanga Commission was established to cut through the lies, to reveal how deeply politics had infiltrated the police. And here, before Judge Mbayiseli Madlanga himself, one of South Africa's top police leaders silently exposed the paranoia and fear-consuming law enforcement. The bottle was more than water. It was a symbol of survival, a symbol of the invisible war being fought not just in the streets, but within the ranks of the very institution tasked with enforcing justice. At the heart of this scandal is the disbandment of the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team, or PKTT. This was no ordinary unit. It was established to hunt down the assassins responsible for a wave of political murders, killings that have haunted South Africa's democracy. But in December 2024, after a controversial raid on the home of alleged hitman Vizumuzi cat, Madlanga, the PKTT was suddenly dismantled. The order came, we now know, from Deputy National Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya, but it came without proper authorization. According to National Police Commissioner Fanny Masemola, Sibiya acted alone. The timing raised eyebrows immediately. Just one day before, Masemola had informed suspended Police Minister Senso Mchunu of Sibiya's suspected criminal ties. And then, as if on cue, the very unit investigating political assassinations was destroyed. When WhatsApp messages surfaced suggesting Mchunu's allies tried to bury investigations linked to Madlanga, suspicion turned into outrage. Citizens were left wondering, who was the police really protecting? Was it the people of South Africa, or was it the power brokers orchestrating killings from behind closed doors? Mkhwanazi, testifying before the commission, made clear what this disbandment meant. With a single stroke of the pen, 121 active murder dockets, cases of bloodshed, intimidation, and political violence were suspended. Victims' families were left without answers. Communities were left exposed. And killers walked free, emboldened by a system that seemed to work in their favor. Masemola himself admitted the disbandment was illegal, since he was on leave and had not authorized it. Yet when he sought clarity from Minister Mchunu and even President Cyril Ramaphosa, his requests were ignored. Judge Madlanga grilled him mercilessly. Why didn't you contest the order? Why didn't you fight for the task team? His answers did little to calm suspicions. And it was in this climate of mistrust that Mkhwanazi's sealed water bottle sent shockwaves across the country. If a top general could not trust something as basic as a drink of water in a government inquiry, what did that say about the safety of whistleblowers? What did it say about the lengths to which corrupt forces might go to silence the truth? The consequences have already been enormous. After Mkhwanazi's explosive revelations in July 2025, President Ramaphosa placed Senso Mchunu on special leave. Commissioner Masemola suspended Sibiya for misconduct, including removing dockets, without authorization. Protesters rallied behind Mkhwanazi, demanding accountability and vowing to stand against the decay of the police force. But the accused are not silent. Sibiya denies wrongdoing. He insists he followed Masemola's orders, though Masemola denies ever issuing them. The contradictions have only fueled public anger. Citizens have flooded the streets, calling for justice, chanting for transparency, and holding placards demanding that the PKTT be reinstated. In August 2025, Masemola bowed to pressure and reinstated the task team. Symbolically, it was a victory. Practically, it raised new questions. Can the PKTT still function after being gutted? Can investigators pick up the pieces of cases that were stalled, sabotaged, or possibly destroyed? The fight over the PKTT is more than bureaucratic. It is a fight for justice in a country where political assassinations have become almost routine. For the families of victims, this is not politics. This is life and death. Each suspended docket represents a story of blood spilled in pursuit of power. Each closed investigation represents justice denied. Did you expect this twist? That the very people tasked with protecting South Africa might themselves be entangled in the machinery of political violence? That one man's refusal of water could reveal the depth of paranoia eating away at an entire police service? Communities across KwaZulu-Natal are watching closely. They want to know if the Madlanga Commission will finally bring accountability. They want to know if whistleblowers will be protected. They want to know if the days of political killings, where councillors, activists, and rivals are gunned down with impunity, will finally end. The symbolism of Mkhwanazi's water bottle cannot be overstated. It is a warning that corruption corrodes trust at the deepest level. If police officers cannot trust each other, how can citizens trust the police? If commissioners fear sabotage at an inquiry, what chance do ordinary whistleblowers have when they speak up in their communities? The Commission's findings will reverberate far beyond the walls of the inquiry chamber. They will determine whether South Africa's police force can rebuild trust, or whether it will collapse further under the weight of corruption. They will determine whether political killings will continue unchecked, or whether the state has the courage to confront its own demons. For now, the nation is holding its breath. The future of policing in South Africa hangs in the balance. And at the center of it all is a general who carried his own water to court, a general who dared to remind the country just how dangerous the fight for truth has become. So, how would your community respond if a police leader did this in your country? Would they rally in support or dismiss it as paranoia? And do you believe justice has really been served if 121 murder cases can be suspended with the stroke of a pen? The story of Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi and the Madlanga Commission is not just a story of corruption. It is a story about courage, about fear, and about a nation struggling to decide whether it will protect the powerful or protect its people. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, do not just scroll past. Like this video, share it so others can see the truth, and most importantly, add your voice in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel for more powerful real-life stories.